Oh, did he?
Yeah, it was my Christmas gift.
You look like an ocean breeze.
I like ocean breeze.
It looks good. It looks good. Back at it again. Another week.
Another cigar.
Another cigar. And some authentic butterbeer here.
Authentic. Yeah, it's a nice little mixture our executive assistant made for us.
Yeah, looks good.
Nice pair well with all my stick here.
What's the verdict? What's the verdict?
That's tasty.
It's good, right?
That's a treat. That's like dessert before dinner right there.
I thought you like it. Be careful though, because this one will sneak up on you quick.
I like you to sneak up on. You know what I'm saying? I think with the amount of work and just kids, because now since winter is over, the extracurricular activities are starting to pick up.
Today's first day of spring, right?
First day of spring.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? I think we got one more week of rain.
Yep.
I think we should be done.
We'll see what happens.
You know what I'm saying? Now baseball's starting up next week. Opening day is next weekend. Taekwondo, my kid tests for it. He will test. Shit. He will test for his purple belt next weekend.
Right.
And then, yeah, man. Busy.
Okay.
Busy.
Oh, you thought I was going to do it, huh? What's going on, everybody? Cigar Titan here once again with my good friend, Brother Stogie. Say hello to the people.
Yo, Titan fan.
And you have found the most entertaining cigar channel on all of the YouTubes. You have found the
Cigar Titan!
That is right. And Brother Stogie, we got a couple topics we're going to be going through today.
Yes.
But whipped cream, it is like the natural enemy of anybody with a mustache and a beard.
Right, for anyone like just kind of goes, he's like, I got a mustache full of whipped cream.
That's right. We got to be very careful about how we drink anything with whipped cream on it.
Really that kind of party, you know what I mean?
You ready to get this one started?
We have to get started.
Welcome back, everybody. Like we said at the beginning of the episode, this week we got a couple of topics for you, but it's the first official day of spring, Brother Stogie.
It is.
Yep, St. Patrick's Day right around the corner. Got the green going.
I feel like, you know, so I'm gonna say some shit, right?
Please.
So February was Black History Month.
That's true.
And March is Women's Month. But it also falls into St. Patrick's Day, right?
Yes.
Yeah, St. Patrick's Day is what, 17th, I believe?
Yeah, that sounds right.
So first day of spring, you know, people wear color white, stuff like that.
Yep.
And I think what better way to bring in St. Patrick's Day, the color white, celebration of my Anglo brethren, to watch The Wolf of Wall Street again.
Yes.
So we watched Wolf of Wall Street like we've never seen it before, and you know he's sitting, you know, waiting because hey, we got to film this video. But I'm like, I'm stuck, right? I'm like I ain't never seen this shit, which is interesting.
Get you.
And I told him before, I was like, hey man, if I ever had someone come from like I don't know, just out of space, and he was like, hey, I've heard of there's white people down here. Hey, Brother Stogie, can you tell me about it? I was like, you know what? I'm gonna make it easy for you. Just watch The Wolf of Wall Street and you will have your gist about my white Anglo brethren.
Yes.
It's all in one movie. White people. Right there.
White people.
Their conversation. What they talk about. What they do. How they have fun. How they get mad. What they do when they get mad. Wolf of Wall Street. Right there.
it's not a complete accurate description.
Pretty damn close.
I'll give it to you though. It's a very catchy movie for sure.
Man, that was fun. Have mercy. But yes, we have some topics.
We got some topics and we've got like an update on some news, right?
Yeah. So business first.
Let's do business first.
Business first. So of course, like we always mention, the cigar titans are always in cigar lounges and stuff. So I went to our neighborhood cigar lounge. Shout out to Mrs. Brother Stogie. Her birthday was yesterday.
Yes. Happy birthday.
Well, yesterday, because this is Sunday. Her birthday was on Saturday. So happy birthday, Mrs. Brother Stogie. And a part of her birthday weekend, she wanted to go to a cigar lounge.
Yeah.
And I figured, hey, let's go to our neighborhood spot, Culebra in Ontario.
Right.
And let's chill with Richie and our patrons and cigar folks up in there. So I got an update from my boy Richard because I'm a cigar titan. He knows we need all the latest and greatest info so we can share with the community.
Yes.
Everybody knows what's going on. So for those in California, I don't know how they do it in other states, but in California, if you guys are wondering since that bill passed,
yes,
with all the infused cigars and all that shit and how that's going to affect.
Is that SB 17?
SB something.
Something,
but
yes.
It passed. The bullshit passed, okay? So if y'all wondering what was going to happen to all y'all infused and flavored, even house flavored cigars, this is what's happening. So I was updating and I was told that cigar lounges in California are now being audited. There's a nice little dorky dude with a tie and huge glasses going around, stomping on the front of all the adults of the cigar world.
That blows my mind.
And it says, hey, we want to make sure that the cigar lounge aren't actually selling the infused cigars anymore.
Now, before you go any further, I had a question.
Yes.
Because when we initially talked about this, you had mentioned something about there being an added tax or them having to charge extra in order to do that. Was that something that didn't end up happening? Like, where was the breakdown there? So
everything's kind of still unfolding. So the first update was that infused cigars, because it was a premium cigar, had to be priced over, I believe, the price of $11 to $14.
Okay.
That way it can still be sold in the cigar lounges. That seems to have changed because now I've seen, because I've been on Cigar International looking for my nuanced cappuccinos and macchiato cigars.
Right.
On the website, they have changed the names from macchiato to single roast.
Okay.
Okay. Going to my cigar lounge, looking for all my favorite sticks that my lady likes to smoke, the Crown Royal vanillas and all your nice, infused type cigar. Even though they were premium, they were no longer there. So I was told that cigar lounges have either got rid of most of them, like just got rid of all of them, or they just aren't selling them anymore because they are considering even the premium cigars as infused cigars and not letting them be able to sell them. And they are getting fined if they're on the shelf for consumers to purchase.
Okay.
So it was a little update, and like I said, as we get this news, because this was just passed about a month or so ago, as the updates come, we will provide them to you. But they're saying that even if the cigar has an alcoholic infusion,
okay,
it may still be able to be sold in brick and mortars because you must be 21 and over, period, to buy spirits. So if you have your Crown Royal, Cognac, those kind of infused cigars, those may be safe areas.
That's interesting because the legal age to buy tobacco in the state of California, almost across the entire country now, is 21. So I'm not sure why cigars that are cured or dipped, like tobacco that's dipped in alcohol or something like that, would get a pass as opposed to infused cigars. So for those of you who don't even know what an infused cigar is, it doesn't mean somebody took a syringe, stuck a bunch of
and put some apple juice
right, and just unloaded some apple juice into a cigar, right? That's not what an infused cigar is. An infused cigar simply means that as it's going through the process and the curing and everything else, they take bottles that have certain flavors on it and they spray the tobacco leaves. That's really it. That's the extent of an infused cigar. And the whole thing, kind of how we ended up, as those in the cigar industry ended up getting bundled into this, was to fight like the vapes, the flavored vapes and the menthol cigarettes and everything else, and to really try to do their best to keep those type of products out of the hands of minors.
Right.
And we ended up getting bundled into that.
Yes.
I don't know who the hell, and we've said this a million times, I don't know what kids are going into cigar lounges buying, $15, $20 sticks, cutting them open and then repurposing them for something else. It makes no sense to me. Nobody is starting off smoking by smoking premium cigars.
And I have done the most already. I have made videos to clips of our YouTube video, and I've tagged Governor Newsom, I've tagged California Representative of the state of California to show that these are not readily available and purchasable by anyone under the age of 21, period.
Right.
And most times to even get into a cigar shop, not a lounge, a shop, you have to be 21 and over.
Yep. But, here we are.
In the state where shit just doesn't make sense.
Yeah, exactly.
We are still fighting for our right to have our premium cigars left that long.
Yes, and now we've got people apparently going into lounges, auditing these lounges and asking them if they've got any of their premium cigars and stuff like that. It's just wild, crazy times we're living in.
Yeah, so do us a favor, hey, send in the comments. So for all of our subscribers that are in different states, Texas, Connecticut, Delaware, Pennsylvania, Florida, New York, go ahead and list and see what new changes have affected your cigar community in your state, to let everybody know what they expect in the event that we have to travel to your state at some point.
Yes. Brother Stogie.
Yes.
Let's move on to topic number 2.
Yes, man. So we still got a lot of newcomers.
We do.
People got hitting us up in our comments saying, hey, we found your channel, Cigar Titan. We appreciate you. I just had my new cigar yesterday.
Yep.
And because of your videos, I am comfortable to do so and continue smoking my cigars.
Exactly.
So today we thought, well, let's go ahead and inform the folks on why, even though you may think you are a cigar connoisseur, your cigar game might be a little weak still.
Yeah, like weak sauce, right?
Like weak sauce, like even the dating game. You might think you got it, but your game is weak. So we are here to educate and let you know different ways on how your cigar game might be weak and how to better that shit.
That's right. So why is your cigar game weak? Brother Stogie.
My shit tight.
Shit's on lockdown, right?
Shit.
So I got to thinking about this topic about 5 minutes ago. You know, had a lot of time to just kind of mull over it when we were sitting here trying to decide what it was we were going to talk about today. Because for those of you who have been out there watching us now for a little while, you'll know that Brother Stogie and I kind of just come up with this shit on the fly.
That's all we do.
We don't really plan these things out too far in advance. So we're like, okay, what about, you know, folks who just, their cigar game may not be where it needs to be.
Yeah, so where we headed with that?
So, one of the things that I was thinking of.
This is fucking delicious.
I'm telling you, it's gonna hit you.
This is good. Y'all know how Brother Stogie do, boy.
So one of the things that I was thinking of, one of the first things that comes to mind when I think about people who have a weak cigar game is it's those folks out there that are afraid to try anything new, right? So they're very, very faithful to either a cigar manufacturer, a specific brand, or they're very faithful to one particular type of cigar, and they never branch out and try anything different, right? And don't get me wrong, I have a handful of cigars that are my go-to cigars, right?
Yes.
You've seen me smoke those many times on the episodes or on the show, and I like, when I'm getting off at work at night and I come into this, the Titan Lounge and I want to just relax and have a stick, I'll usually go to one of my go-tos, right? But I like to branch out every once in a while because you'll never find anything new or anything else that you may potentially like if you're afraid to try something different.
Exactly.
Have you seen similar things in lounges or people you've talked to when it comes to cigars?
I hear it all the time. You know what I'm saying? One way to kind of know what people's thought processes are in the cigar community is to go to a lounge and just fucking listen. Listen to people's conversations. Be that guy that's sitting in that fifth chair away from everybody and just listen. And I'm guaranteed 96% of the time you'll find the person that says, I only like Olivas. I only smoke Oliva Via Milanio.
Right.
Oh, and the occasional David Dog. That's it. I don't like nothing now. Even though you might think you might be a connoisseur at that time, that will make your cigar game weak.
Yes.
Because we have smoked hundreds.
Well, shit.
Rookie move. We have smoked hundreds of sticks of all different bodies, flavor profile. And I believe the worst thing you can do is say, well, I don't like these two and I don't want to try nothing else.
Right.
You have no idea, even if you don't even give yourself the chance to say, I don't like this flavor note, your cigar game is weak.
Brother Stogie.
Yeah.
What are some of the things that you've seen in the years that you've been smoking cigars where you're like, man, you could probably up your game there a little bit?
Where I think some people falter in when they say, we've heard it all before. I don't want to, get all caught up in the verbiage,
right,
or the terminology of the cigar game. That's cool to an extent, you know what I'm saying. But you don't want to have been smoking in the game for a while. You know what I'm saying? Say you've never been to a cigar lounge, but you want to start.
Right.
I think at some point to increase your cigar game, you should at least get the basic terms down.
Agreed.
You know, especially because it's sommelier. And I think first impression is everything. Even when you are the cigar owner of a cigar lounge, the sommelier in the shop, and you get a customer that comes in, like, you know, you can tell when a rookie's a rookie.
Right.
You can tell when someone comes into a lounge and they've never really smoked a cigar before. But you get that one person that says, he kind of talks the way he's been smoking for a while. But when I ask him what kind of cigar he likes, he's like, I don't know. Or you can't articulate that you like a full body smoke.
Right.
Or a medium body smoke. Or a mild body smoke. I think those basic terms you should know.
Agreed. I
think you should know I like something in between a Toro and a Robusto size, because I don't want to smoke past, an hour and a half, 2 hours.
Sure.
Those are the basics. I think, I think not knowing what cigar is, cured in the Jalapa regions of Nicaragua, I think that, right. Unless you're just some kind of sommelier, I think that shit is unnecessary to know. You know what I'm saying? For someone that just wants to enjoy cigars. But the basic terminology, you should at least be able to say, I like a full body smoke. I like a Maduro, kind of maybe a Connecticut broadleaf type wrapper, and maybe a cigar that maybe produces maybe some leather, some chocolate, a little bit of spice.
Right. Increase your cigar vocabulary.
Increase your cigar. Know your craft.
Yes.
If you say, I love cigars, I love this as a hobby, this is a lifestyle.
Right.
You should at least know the basic term. Yes. So take that. You know what I'm saying? So
you got me in the middle of mid-puff right there.
Mid-toke. You know what I'm saying? I got you. So if there are, throw some terms out in the comments. You know what I'm saying? For our newcomers that come to the channel. Because they still coming.
Yep.
They still coming. Throw some terms that if you think a cigar enthusiast, a cigar hobbyist should know at this time.
That's right. So another thing that I think makes your cigar game suck is when you're the person that goes, and we've talked about this on the show before, and you're the person that thinks you know everything there is to know about cigars, right? And you're like, Cigar Titan, Brother Stogie, how can that make your cigar game suck? Because you come across as a know-it-all, right? It's like going on a date with a woman, right? If you ever gone on a date and you talk to a woman and you ask her, like, what are some of the red flags for you? What are some of the things that annoy you when you go on a date with a man? Assuredly, one of these things that is bound to come up is a guy that talks about himself nonstop and never asks me any questions, right? That translates over into the cigar world as well.
Yes.
When you're at the lounge and you're one of these guys or girls, more often or not, it's usually men, and you can't stop talking about all the cigars you smoke, you can't stop flexing the level of knowledge you have around cigars, and you kind of become this pompous cigar know-it-all, right? Yeah. Nobody likes a cigar know-it-all.
A cigar ass.
A cigar ass, right? Like, we all get it, you know a lot about cigars, that's great, but engage in the conversation. A conversation means talking between at least more than one person. It's at least two people, right? Sometimes it's a group of people. But if you're the only one talking, well, that's just talking by yourself. Yeah. That's not a conversation, right?
Agreed.
And if you're one of those people that never shuts up and continues to flap your gums, it's likely you're also one of those people that are never going to learn anything either.
True.
Have you seen that in lounges?
Those are the times where, the thing I love about Culebra, because most lounges have fixed leather chairs.
Yes.
To where you are stuck in one direction. So the thing about Culebra is that they have your fixed leather chairs around the outskirts of the lounge, but in the center, if you get there early enough, or if it's not that busy, you can get a recliner.
Right.
And those recliners will spin around. So if you got that guy that won't shut up and talk about, you can
just slowly move the chair. Gonna disengage
and watch that TV over there. You know what I'm saying? That's another thing I love. Culebra, hey, shout out to Culebra Cigar Company in Ontario. I love it. The setup is awesome because if you don't want to, if you're not forced to stay in that direction of that person talking too much,
right?
Because they got so many TVs in there. So if the one who's talking too much is under that TV, you can turn and watch that one.
That's right.
And exit yourself from that conversation.
You don't have to be locked in.
Exactly.
Brother Stogie, I have a question.
Sure.
Oh shit! All right. So another person. I want to get your thoughts on how you feel about this type of person.
Okay.
So another person, why I would say your cigar game sucks, is just like any industry, right? Any popular industry. You talk about music, you talk about movies, things like that. You have what are called groupies, right?
Oh.
So why your cigar game may suck could have to do with the fact that maybe you're a cigar groupie. Have you seen examples of cigar groupies, be it in lounges, be it on social media, people you've met? And what are your thoughts on cigar groupies? Or cigroupies?
Cigroupies.
Yes.
Well, I'll put it to you like this. I'm gonna go to the motorcycle clubs real quick.
Okay.
So you have motorcycle clubs where you have all your riders, and then usually you'll have, if your dude is part of a club, they have the women who ride in the back with them, right? But then you have like the cigar groupies, and sometimes this may be the woman or girlfriend who rides in the back, who's like, I'm a part of this club, but I don't get. You know what I'm saying? You know, we got a couple clubs that watch us, and explain this to us if I'm crossing some lines, but I just want to know that, are you really a part of the club if you don't ride a motorcycle?
I would argue no.
Are you really, like, are you really deserving of the patches if you don't have a chopper of your own or a crotch rocket of your own, or if you're not prospecting to be an actual member?
Right.
And so I'm gonna transition to the cigar community. Are you really a cigar enthusiast if you're just doing this for likes? If you're just doing this for attention, but you don't take the time to say, hey, I enjoy to know that this cigar is from different regions, or this might be a Nicaraguan. You know what I'm saying? But you're just doing it because you know maybe your titties might get you 500 likes on one picture in one day in maybe 3 hours.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But you don't go to events. Or you go to events just to maybe get some free shit.
Yep.
Or to show your titties off some more.
Yeah. I see a lot of cigar groupies out there, brother.
I do. And there's men groupies too, and I've seen this at parties.
Oh, okay. Do tell.
So there are cigar groupies to where you know that you're coming around
Okay.
a group of men that you know smoke cigars.
Yes.
And because you just want to be a part of the in crowd, knowing that's not really your thing, you take a cigar anyway. And how I see that you are a cigar groupie, that you get a stick and you puff on a stick that's supposed to be smoked for approximately an hour and a half, and you only smoke 20 minutes of it and you say, I'm done.
Right.
I've walked back and handed people cigars out of the kindness of my heart.
Oh.
The fruit of our labor.
That's right.
But hey, I'm gonna share a stick with you. Come back and they doing some other shit. And the cigar that I gave them is damn near practically new in the ashtray, not to be touched again.
Yep.
Those kind of men cigar groupies, I despise.
Well, there you go. Brother Stogie. That's all the time we have for today.
Hey man, that was nice. That was a nice episode. Hey man, if y'all like my outfit, shout out to my son who got this for me for Christmas. It's a nice sweatsuit. It's still nice and chilly outside. I know I've never been the one who can just do it easy.
I can't either.
I'm a big dude, you know, so I always gotta struggle, but it's always
The hips won't let me do that.
It won't. I try to stretch, but I just never been that dude. But it just looks, there's just something
There you go.
sophisticated about crossing your legs every day.
There is.
Hey man, so I hope y'all enjoyed this Cigar Lounge episode. Titan Lounge, Titan Talk.
That's right.
Yeah. Welcome to all the newcomers who have reached out and said, hey, this is our first time watching Cigar Titans, and we've enjoyed our first cigar watching the Cigar Titans. What we would like to hear, that we've spread the gospel and the education of cigar love.
Yes. Culture.
Yes, the culture
There you
of
go.
cigars. So the only way you can make sure that you don't miss an episode or content or education from this channel here that you stumbled upon is to subscribe to the motherfucker. After you subscribe, like the video. The likes they've been ringing them like buttons.
Yeah, they have. Keep it going. Keep it going.
You know, keep the comments going. You have to share because you know YouTube does not share the gospel of cigars because they say that adults can't have free speech on YouTube and share what we do, which is just talk about what adults do and smoke cigars. You know, just leaves wrapped into each other and we smoke it. So we have to share the videos in order to get that to other people. So let us know. Let other people know who we are. You know, and we'll take care of y'all. Just like we'll take care of them. Hit that bell so you get a notification every time Cigar Time post a new video for y'all. Until next time, live how you smoke, smoke how you live. And that's smooth, baby.
See everybody next week.